G'day throttlers, welcome back to the channel. This is a first impressions ride of the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, the brand new model. This arrived here on Saturday. It's now Wednesday. I've been working and I literally haven't even put a leg over it just yet. I bathed it yesterday, tidied it up a little bit. I've just popped a bag on the back, so I've got to go and get some pet food and some groceries. So I figured I'd take you on my my grocery ride, my first impressions ride. We'll stop somewhere and have a chat about what I think about it after the first handful of kilometres. But as far as I'm concerned, it is the best looking adventure bike on the road. And that is saying something. I know there's a lot out there, but I think Royal Enfield have really taken this to the very, very next level. The build quality looks incredible. The colourway looks incredible. And the styling is just absolutely unreal. I really like it. Anyway, let's go for a quick ride, get some dog food, and let's talk about it along the way. I've come down to motorcycle stuff at St. Peter's. I've got a meeting, but I'm going to ask Div, the owner of this, what he thinks about the looks of the Himalayan.
Hey Rob. Hey.
Hello mate. How are you, buddy?
How are you, mate?
Nice having you. All right team, I'm in motorcycle stuff here in St. Peter's. This is my mate Div. He is the owner of this fine establishment. Now he has never seen the new Royal Enfield Himalayan. So I thought I'd bring it and get his opinion visually on it as comparison to the old one. He is an Indian man. He's got two Indians in the shop here.
I'm the real Indian, Rob.
And he is an Indian himself too. So all of the Indians are very proud of the Royal Enfield brand. So let's go and check it out.
Oh man, that looks like a bloody European bike. It's so premium looking with the gold. That's incredible. That's a nice finish. Like, it looks like a much more expensive bike.
Does, hey?
I don't know how much they go for, but...
So these are going for about $9 grand.
For 9,000. That looks like a really nice bike. And I love what Royal Enfield's doing.
Yeah.
They're doing a great job with their bikes.
Yep.
I see a lot of them in my shop. People come up with their Royal Enfields. I think they're incredible. I love it, man. If I was to ever get an adventure style bike, I'd start off with something like this. It's not too expensive.
Yep.
If you buy a BMW, drop something happens, you've got to pay a lot of money to fix it. And I think Royal Enfield is incredible. I love the black and gold styling.
Okay, so to be honest, I don't know how much of Div's conversation you heard because we're on the busiest road in Sydney just as a whole bunch of trucks and buses went past at the same time. So by now you would have known if it worked or not. I probably needed to put subtitles up, I would say. But Div was impressed. He's an Indian guy, proudly Indian and proudly a supporter of Royal Enfield, and he thought they looked incredible. So what I want to do is a walk around first so you can have a good look at the bike, and then I'll offer you my first riding impressions of the 450 Royal Enfield Himalayan. Okay, the sun's a bit low in the sky so you can see my shadow, but anyway, here it is, the 450. So New oil-cooled 450 engine instead of the air-cooled 411. The styling, I really believe, is a whole lot better. The 411 Himalayan, the predecessor of this, I found to be a little bit ugly, to be completely honest. But this looks really pretty. The lines are really lovely. It looks more like a modern day adventure bike should. Now, for those of you that aren't aware, I spent the end of last year riding the old Himalayans through the Himalayas in India, and it was an incredible experience. And these bikes just go absolutely everywhere. But I would have loved to have had the opportunity to have the 450 version to do it. It would have made a world of difference. Starting at the front, firstly, this color scheme is absolutely beautiful. The black and the gold rims. I think they are so sexy. I'll get my shadow out of the way for you. On the fork guards, a nice Himalayan written along there. Very, very nice. Obviously, it's a spoked wheel, which would mean that it would be a tubed tyre as well, I'm assuming. A nice little tank guard here, but there is already an amazing aftermarket accessories catalogue where you can put engine guards on, travelling lights, you can put absolutely everything on this. It does have a centre stand as well as a side stand. Now, I don't know any of the specs just yet because, as I said, this is the first ride. I've literally just got on it today. But you can see the little rear monoshock in there, which is adjustable by the looks of it. We'll learn more before I do a full review on this bike. There is a luggage rack on the back, which I've actually attached my dry bag to. But you could attach anything up to 7 kilos on top of that luggage rack. And obviously train drive. And one of the big changes up here is the digital display. Is it digital or LCD? I'm not sure, I think it's digital. But it's got everything on there that you want. Again, we'll look deeper into this when it comes to doing the full review, but really, really like it. All right, so what are my first impressions on the Himalayan here? Well, I have to say the 450 engine compared to the 411 is so different. It's got more than enough pickup than you'll ever need for the style of bike it is. I mean, you can never take away the fact that it is a 450 and it is a single cylinder. Now, one of the things that I felt was lacking in the 411 was torque, the low down torque and acceleration when you need it, especially if you're traveling in traffic, you need to do an overtaking maneuver. That's where I think the 411 struggled a lot. The 450 has no problems in that department at all. It has enough torque, wind the throttle on, you can overtake anything. Now, I've only taken this up to about 80 or 90 kilometers an hour so far because of the sort of riding that I've done today, but sits at 80 with no problems at all, with heaps and heaps in reserve for overtaking and acceleration. Before I do my final review, I will spend a fair bit of time on a highway because that's what most people ask. Can it do highway speed? Now, remembering in Australia, in general, highway speed's around about 110 kilometers an hour. So I'll be assessing if it can do 110 capably, and I'll also be assessing if it can accelerate from 110 to overtake another vehicle to do a safe overtaking maneuver. Anyway, if you want more information on this bike, hit subscribe on this channel. There will be a full review coming in the next week or so, but this is just my first brief look at the Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. So far, I'm impressed.